In just a few minutes, Shana Parsons, news anchor from KPTV, will join us to share with us a story that touched all of our hearts this year. But first, let's take a quick moment and hear from KPTV's media sponsor.
Newsmakers media table sponsors help make possible our partnership with local media to honor our heroes whose stories we recognize this evening. Blazer & Associates, a Lake Oswego, Oregon law firm, has been serving the greater Portland area for more than 30 years. A native Oregonian, active in the community, Peter Blazer, a past Royal Rosarian Prime Minister, has been supporting Newsmakers since its inception 14 years ago. Thank you for your media table sponsorship, Blazer & Associates. This has been a Royal Rosarian Newsmakers presentation.
And now here's Shana Parsons from KPTV.
Thank you. First, I'd like to say thank you to the Royal Rosarians. I love this event. I love it so much that my co-anchor and I actually strong-armed our boss, if I can say it that way, for letting one of us be here tonight. We sent her an email from the set on the night that the story aired, and we said, we know who the perfect newsmaker is, but we're not going to tell you unless one of us gets to go to the event. And so she fell for it, and then we Rochambeaued, and here I am. So I love this event. I love it so much. And like Bruce said, an opportunity to just celebrate the ordinary people who do extraordinary things in an industry that is filled with such sad and terrible news sometimes. It is truly a night that I look forward to, and I get to be here to tell you about somebody that we are just so inspired by in our daily activities in the news business, and watching the other newsmakers as well. It's always just a wonderful, uplifting event. So, last month, and it's hard to believe it was just a month ago, 2 weeks before Christmas, our community was just shocked and traumatized by a horrific shooting at Clackamas Town Center Mall. The gunman took 2 precious lives, but this terrifying experience really brought out the very best in others. And we often honor police officers and firefighters and those people that we just honor and respect regularly for all that they do in keeping us safe and doing the right thing and the difficult thing in times that are just terrifying. But it's not often that we get to hear the stories of people just like us who in that split second something terrible is happening and they make a decision to put their safety aside to look out for somebody else and keep others safe. So tonight, I'd like to introduce you to one of those people.
We have some more information for you now after yesterday's deadly shooting at Clackamas Town Center.
Tonight we're learning more about the people who put their lives at risk to get others to safety while a masked gunman fired a semi-automatic rifle into the food court. KPTV's Laura Rios joined us now live with their story.
Well, Shana, when we were out here yesterday in the hours after the shooting, we did hear from so many people who had good things to say about the people who helped them inside the mall, who moved them into the back room of a store, who let their kids play with toys to keep them calm while they were waiting to be evacuated. And tonight we have another story for you. It is about a hero and about a friendship born in this tragedy.
We are bonded forever, heart to heart, because we've been through something that, you literally realize that this could be the end.
It is a survivor's bond, and it will tie these 2 strangers together for life. Ellen Fonseca was helping Jocelyn Lay at the Macy's Lancome counter yesterday when they heard the first gunshots at the shooting rampage in Clackamas Town Center. A masked gunman would kill 2 people, critically injure another, and terrorize thousands of others as he ran through the mall, firing a semi-automatic rifle.
Just one fire after another, and your mind just starts going, okay, this could be the end. And so I just started praying. I called out to the Lord to protect us and watch over those people in the mall.
They huddled behind the makeup counter until the shooting stopped. Allen says he then spotted the shooter standing a few feet away.
I saw that he was heading back into the mall area, so that's when I told Jocelyn that we needed to get moving and we needed to go to a safer place. So I told her that she needed to trust me, and she asked me if she could trust me.
I know, because I was like, if we stand up, we're going to be vulnerable. And I said, are you sure? Are you sure? And he goes, yes, trust me, trust me.
So then I took her downstairs, and we evacuated.
The 2 were safe outside. Then Allen headed back into the store to tell everyone inside to leave as soon as possible.
This is what he said. He dragged me down he led me down the escalator, and he said, now that I know you're safe, I'm going to go back upstairs and help other people. And that's why I just think this young man's the hero.
Allen says he is just one of the many people who chose courage over cowardice. who thought of others instead of themselves.
There are a lot of people that did a lot of good things yesterday, and I think that just proves that, you know, humanity isn't as horrible as we think.
Alan has actually worked at the Lancome counter at Macy's for about 6 months since June. He says he really wants to be a nurse and has been applying to nursing school, and I think we now know he is cut out to handle emergencies. Reporting live from Laura Rios, the 10 o'clock news.
Just an incredible person. I mean, the stories he's telling about his life and the things he's been through. He is truly inspiring, and I'm so excited for all of you to meet KPTV's 2012 Newsmaker of the Year, Alan Fonseca. But the one thing I need you all to know is that he brought Jocelyn with him tonight. Jocelyn and her husband are here, and they're sitting at the table back there. If you can wave your hands. So when they said they were going to stay connected and bonded, they really meant it. So Alan, what's it been like for you to sort of have this relationship with Jocelyn and sort of the accolades that have come your way after doing this thing that you didn't even have to think about?
I think that the biggest thing that happened to me after this happened was that I learned a lot about myself. Because after that happened, a week after, when we went back to work, a lot of people were calling the counter. A lot of people that were inspired by what had happened. And I think there was a lot of very emotional stories. I remember that I was just sitting there at the counter trying to make some sales, and I was on the phone for like 2 to 3 hours just crying because these people were just telling me that, you know, they had felt inspired by the story. And for me, it's like if you ask me if I'm a hero, I really don't feel like one. I feel like I did what I thought is correct, but I have gotten calls from like this guy that was, I can call one that he was 42 years old and he was a closeted male and he was married and he had children, and he said that there is no positive gay role models out there in the world, that all you hear is, you know, the bad, the queens, the sex, the unprotectedness of it, the diseases, and you never hear anything positive. So for him, seeing me do something like that, it was very inspirational. And he was contemplating committing suicide, and when he saw my story, it gave him hope. And it made him want to accept himself as a person.
I love that. And there's another story I want to share quickly. When you were in your apartment afterwards, you said you hated your way always. Tell me what you told me before tonight.
You know, you go day by day always wanting more. You know, you always want the car, you always want the clothes, you always want to look your best, you want to lose more weight, you want a bigger apartment. And I always used to complain on a daily basis how my apartment was too small and how it was always so messy and how, you know, someday I just want to be rich and have everything. But when I arrived home that night after the shooting, I remember that I saw my room and, you know, it was beautiful. And I was just happy to be there.
Thank you so much, Alan. Thank you so much for inspiring all of us.
Prime Minister Gail Weipers and Lord High Chancellor Mark Smith will present the Newsmaker the medallion and certificate.
It is my pleasure and honor to present this to you, and thank you for your heroism and looking out for your fellow humans. Congratulations.